recording. Niall.
Gideon.
Dylan.
Back again for another week. You may have noticed we haven't
Yes.
uploaded in a while. We're doing this weekly now. That's just how this is going, because doing it twice a week was just too much work. I'm going back to school soon, so we needed to calm everything down a bit.
Yeah.
Are you going back
This is
this
a
week?
weekly podcast now. Going back on Wednesday. Yeah,
Oh.
it's only once a week. I'm going back in every Wednesday.
I mean, to be fair, I keep thinking, I wish I was still at school, because obviously, like, I do miss being able to see people, but now that you're having to go back to school, I'm like, I'm happy I don't.
Yeah, I think I'm like, fuck you guys, I get to stay right here.
Yeah, I miss the
Guys,
talking to people.
I don't have to go.
I miss the talking to people, but what I don't miss is the fact that we're doing it in house groups, and there is fucking no one in my house that I like or will talk to.
There's no one in my house.
So I'm gonna have.
There is no one in my
So-
house. I have my
I
own one
wish.
that they made specifically for me.
But I've got like no one in my house that I'm mates with, so there's gonna be no one in on that day that I can even talk to. And then, second of all, the fact that to catch up on everything that we've missed, we got every day. Well, not every, but we're only going in once a week. But every day that we're in, we've got 2 hours of maths, 2 hours of English, and 2 hours of whatever option we've taken, which is too much. And also considering that like 7:30 a.m. is my new bedtime, and that's when I'll have to be getting up.
Yeah.
Like I
The
think, what
sleep
time was it when I
schedule's gonna be
messaged
horrible.
you lot today?
You did that to yourself.
Yeah,
I
I'm not blaming anyone else,
My
but like,
sleep schedule is actually pretty good.
I don't get how
I
you've
think I
kept
could
yours
probably say
normal,
I
Legend. Like, I don't
sleep
get
really
why
nice.
you would.
I like sleep.
so 7:45 came. 7:45. I messaged the Emteo group chat. AM. This is nearly 8 in the morning. All right. If 4 p.m. comes and I've not messaged you, I'm probably still asleep. Can you guys record an ep on your own and I'll edit it later?
Yeah.
So that's what this episode
I
nearly
guess
was.
you liked it at 8 a.m.
I woke up at 3:45.
Have you ever seen
today.
that meme that's like
PM.
my roommate going to bed at 5, me waking up at 5? You know that one? Where it's like fucking...
Nope.
You've never seen that meme? I'm gonna have to send you that. But it's...
No,
like-
because you've probably only seen
I
that meme
don't-
because it
I
actually
used to watch
relates
it.
to
It
you.
actually relates to
You're
me,
weird.
because
You wake
when
up
all of
early.
You get up at a dumbass
When all
hour.
of you go to sleep, I've just woken up to start my day. Because
Well,
I
that's-
go to
I don't
bed...
get it, though.
Genuinely
I just don't
true.
get
That's
it.
so-
I go to
I'm-
bed at like 10, maybe 11 at a push, but then I wake up at like 8 or 9.
I think what's been the real catalyst for like my sleep schedule being fucked during lockdown is one of the very first days in like I do a podcast, another podcast. It's no big deal. I do 2 podcasts.
Shut up,
I'm just
nobody
like,
cares, Niall.
But on my more popular podcast,
I
with
see,
an American
I see.
co-host.
On my more popular podcast.
I do.
Not for
I
long,
do
no,
it
not
with
for
a-
long.
Not for long. We're buying an Iron Man suit and everything. That's a reference the listeners won't get. That's a joke for 3 people, 3 of which are on this call. But
Right.
yeah, what was I saying? Yeah, I do it with an American co-host. So a lot of the time it's a case of me staying up until like 3 a.m., 4 a.m. for him to get home from work so that we can record. Recording goes for like 2 hours because it's usually a pretty long podcast. So it's like 6 a.m. And then so one of the first nights of lockdown, it was that times 10. So it was like it was. I think I fucked myself early on. How have your guys' weeks been? Yeah, Gideon, we get it. Gideon,
Oh,
we get it.
still
I
just
fucked
sorry.
myself. How's your weeks been?
My week's been alright. Gideon!
Sorry.
We've got to
Shut
ask
up.
that you stop that.
Right. Good. This is big news for me. I went outside.
Wow.
It's been 12
Incredible.
weeks. I have just
Wow, that's
outside.
crazy. We live in a world where that's kind of like, oh wow, that's a big day. Like,
I went.
how
I
depressing
haven't
is
go
gone
that?
to,
then
but I
to go
probably
to?
went outside on a walk. It was so weird because I saw
I
saw
go out
a
quite a lot.
tree.
Like,
and as dumb as it sounds, I honestly was like, whoa. A
My first time
tree.
seeing a car in a while was weird. I think that was
I
quite
saw
a strange
I
day.
saw
Yeah,
another
yeah.
person and it honestly fucked with my mind a bit. I was like,
Yeah, no,
I'm
it kind of
back.
does.
I have literally been
I
talking
went
to my
through a
drone
phase.
Gualtieri, to be fair.
I went through a phase of like every day for 3 weeks. I was going out for a walk, and I've sort of fell off it since then. But like, because my daily trip at the moment has been not daily, like weekly trip at the moment has been me going down to the local pizza place and picking up like a pepperoni pizza, coming back home, and that's been all I've been doing. But I discovered, right, this was weird. I messaged Dylan about this when it happened, because it was kind of terrifying. So I went to this pizza place. I go there every week. I feel like I know it pretty well. Like, I know what it tastes like. I know what to expect. So, but for some reason, I feel like this time I entered a fucking, like, awkward pocket dimension where everything was just, like, weird and uncomfortable. Because I walked in, and there's more to this story than Dylan. Dylan knows the end of this story. She doesn't know, like, the awkwardness that preloaded it. I don't want to say preload.
No, I get that.
But basically, right? I walk in there, and I'm in there quite a lot. I'm in there weekly.
Yeah,
I feel like they should kind of like see me and go, "Oh, it's that guy, the guy
It's
who's
Harry
here."
Potter!
And so fuck off. I walked in and went,
Got the joke,
"Oh,
kid,
could I get
got the
2
joke.
pepperoni passions, please?" And he goes, "Oh, do you have? Is this for collection?" And I'm like, "No, I just want to order them." And he goes, "Oh, so have you ordered them already and you're here to collect them?" And I'm like, "No, I just want to buy 2 pepperoni passions." And
Maybe they just
and
changed
he
their
genuinely
policy.
goes,
Maybe now you have to order on the phone.
but so he I just say I say I just want to order 2 pizzas, and he genuinely goes, "I don't understand what you mean." Like, what the hell? I was like, right. So I genuinely had to say to him,
What do you mean a pizza?
I genuinely had to say to him, "Look, I've got money here. I want to order 2 things off that menu. Can I have 2 medium pepperoni passions, please?" And he looks at me and he sort of goes, "Okay." And this is the guy who's always served me. This is
It
the
is a
same
bit
guy. It's not
weird,
like a
to be
new
fair.
employee who doesn't understand.
Maybe he's just
Because
suffered
he just
short-term
kind of
memory
messaged
loss.
me and just kind of went, Dylan, hell.
Well, this story gets worse, but that what was so weird about it was like, it's like he didn't fucking understand what I was saying, like I was speaking a different language. And so he sort of goes, "Alright."
Are you sure you weren't just subconsciously speaking in Hindi?
Potentially.
Were you,
But so
you
turns
fucking
around.
Professor
and-
X-ring this.
I have this really funny image in my mind now of you just walking into a pizza shop and talking Hindi.
Gideon,
I don't know
no.
why that's so funny to me, but it is.
But there was I want to think of a way to say this that doesn't sound like it's potentially racist, but there was a there was a language barrier there. But
Okay.
but I've ordered a pizza in the fucking same way there before, by just saying, "Hey, can I order a pepperoni passion?" It's not a difficult. So, and he's always like gone, "Ah, yeah." So he goes, "I don't understand." I'm like, "I've got money. Can I just buy 2 pizzas and then leave with those pizzas?" And he sort of looks at me and goes, "Okay." Turns around and yells something in what I think was a different language. Or he was just like, I couldn't understand. But so he yells something at the other employees, and they sort of, everyone in Unison sort of goes, "Huh? Like, what is happening in this pizza place?
pizza?
What is happening here?"
Is he alright?
I don't know why every single one of them was so confused at the fact that I wanted to do something that I'd done pretty much weekly for the past year. Like, I've never had any problems with it before. I've never had any sort of weird incidents of them being like, "I don't understand what you mean." Like, I've always just gone in, ordered my pizza, waited a while, and then left.
I also had a very disappointing food story. It wasn't that disappointing, to be fair.
Oh no.
I do have more to this, but go ahead and...
So,
go ahead and...
I was meant to be getting KFC, right? However, one of my sisters is vegetarian, the other is allergic to dairy, and on the reduced menu, they don't have the vegan burger at KFC, so I had to get a Mackey's, and they didn't even have chicken legends or wraps on the reduced menu. Like,
that's tough.
all of my I wanted a KFC, I wanted a bonus banquet, couldn't get that. Then I wanted a chicken legend, couldn't get that. Wanted a wrap, couldn't get that, and I had to settle for a cheeseburger. I was
Well, you
distraught.
can't have that. You can't have
Well-
nice things, Gideon.
I think my problem might top it a little bit.
Oh.
Because
Okay,
then this
okay.
guy goes, so I've ordered the pizza, I've paid him the money, cash has exchanged hands, there is no way that I can say, "Oh, I don't really want this pizza anymore." So he says, "Oh, do you want to just take a seat over there?" I look over where he points, and there's like a woman sat there, and there's like only one other seat, and it's quite close. And I'm like, "Well, no, I've got a social distance. I'll just sort of like stand outside. I'll wait outside, and you can call me in."
Yeah.
And he says, in fact, I can't remember the exact quote, but I messaged it to Dylan, so I'll just find it now because I want to get this word to word.
And I was like, what the fuck?
He says, this is word for word what he says. "Oh wow, you're one of those government-controlled virus-believing drones."
You're a robot?
Right.
What did you respond to that with?
I just sort of looked at him and then stepped outside and just sort of waited there because I wasn't going to go sit there just because he'd said that. But like, because if that's what they're saying to their customers about being like, "Oh, you don't have to social distance," what are they doing with the pizza?
The government regulations.
To be fair, yeah, I wouldn't trust that.
You're going against
I was
government...
very skeptical on whether or not to eat it or not.
Yeah.
At the same time, it's pizza that tastes good. But I was stood there sort of going, I'm
it
trapped in a
tastes good.
virus-denying pizza place.
Yeah, to anyone who's listening, if a corporation or anywhere you go tells you they don't believe in social distancing, social distance anyways, you don't want to get coronavirus.
Yeah, just because they've said you don't have to social distance doesn't mean that this store is like
So coronavirus proof.
a virus-free
It doesn't
zone.
mean,
like
if we could do that, we would have just done that ages ago, you know?
But none of the I like got like a bit of a glimpse over the counter and looked at the back. That makes me sound like I'm really short, and I had to like jump over the counter to see what was behind. But so I looked in the back. None of them were wearing masks. I couldn't tell if they were wearing gloves.
You should report
Kind of
them.
wearing.
I
And
would
this
not
is a
trust
great-
that at all.
But it's a great pizza place. It's so good.
There's so many others though.
Yeah, but they're not as good. Like there's two rivaling pizza places at this like sort of square near my house.
Yeah.
And they're sort of opposite each other, and I like to think they have like an ongoing pizza war. And I was going to pitch an episode, I might have told you guys this before, an episode of this show where we go to each of them, buy one pizza from each of them, and sort of compare and contrast.
Oh, food
See
reviews.
which one's definitively
Oh,
better,
I
yeah?
like the idea
I
of
think we
eating
should.
Food. You bought me on eating food.
I think we should do a ranking of every like fast food or pizza or takeaway place in our town.
Yeah,
Every
that's
single one.
We keep
So
a
like
bunch of
from the
money
Chinese
back.
takeaways, we would obviously have to order the same like however many dishes. From the pizza place, we'd have to
Thing is-
order the same pizza. But like,
Oh, as close as we can get.
I don't like. I just think my food tastes are really specific. Like I remember we went to like this Chinese place as like a
with
group
some
with a bunch of
friends.
mates at one point. Were you there?
Yeah, I was there.
Were you? Yeah,
I
you were there.
admit
You were
you
there.
was
Just
the
double
first
check.
one.
yeah,
was
yeah, yeah,
there.
you were.
Oh my
I
god,
remember-
forgettable. You
That's 'cause
forget I
you
went
lot
out.
were
My
like,
brother
how
was
you
there,
lot-
but
you lot were all like changed. You'd been home from school for a while. I think I might have had like a drama rehearsal after school or something. I'd had to get the 6 o'clock bus back from school straight
we
then. I was
were
just
all
sat there in my
waiting.
uniform,
We were
like
all waiting there at a
There's-
KFC.
yeah.
there's a
Wait,
great video of Gideon. There's a great video of Gideon because we went to KFC first because me and our other friend, who I'm not sure if we should name on the show. I don't know
Yeah,
if people
we
want to be
won't,
named or whatever.
We won't.
But like we didn't like Chinese food, so we demanded. We banged our fists on the table and said, "We're going to fucking KFC before you can get your Chinese food."
And we all just
So we went
kind of
there, but
went,
so-
sure.
We just sort of sat in this Chinese place, just not eating anything. We had like a glass of
We
water or
gave you
something.
chips. We
and that
gave
was
you
it.
chips.
Gideon tried to force me to
tried
eat
to force you to
noodles.
eat a noodle to get your phone back.
And then
Yeah,
Gideon went to
you
another
stole my
table.
phone. You stole my phone, and then I had to leave. And I was like, well, what do I do here?
No, you never heard the story of when we left. Well, like, you left. Niall left before all of us because he had to go.
Yeah.
And the rest of us went to go leave and pay. But because Niall was there, they started claiming that
Oh,
we
no, I've
had
been
to
told
pay
about
for
this.
6 people instead of
Oh.
like 5. I remember.
No, we
Gideon
didn't
had
in the
to
end
be
because
like,
we were like, no, he didn't eat
Yeah.
anything. I had to be like,
Gideon had to be
no,
like,
he didn't eat
"No,
anything. He was just
no."
sat there with us. He'd already eaten before, and they were like, okay, well, tell us next
And
time. Like, it took
luckily,
about
it
5
was-
minutes of persuading them to let us
Yeah.
only pay for
But we-
like however many.
Yeah, and I was
actually
just stood
ate.
there like, what the
It was so
fuck?
annoying.
We
lot were
did
just
tell
stood there
them,
like,
though. When-
We did
When
tell
we
them.
went in the store, we
When
did
we
say,
first
look, 4 of us are
entered-
eating, the other 2 aren't.
Yeah, no, we
first
did,
entered,
we did.
told them that, but
Because I swear they literally sat us down and went like, "Oh, how many of you are eating?" And we were like, "Oh, only like 4 of us."
These motherfuckers trying to scam some
Like,
15 and
cleared our
16-year-olds
table.
out of their
Like
money.
they could very clearly tell there were only like 4 of us eating.
To be fair, I remember that table being a bit of a mess.
Because of Gideon.
To be fair, I think I got multiple plates.
I remember Gideon and Dylan, your brother,
My
both
brother
went a
came
bit
with us.
wild on visual gags.
Yes.
Let's just
Yeah.
say.
Wait, what did I
made
do?
a bit of
I
a
can't
mess of
remember it
potato.
at all. I think I was really tired, and I was so tired at that point I just went mental.
Drink. You put noodles in
Yeah.
a
Did I
drink.
drink it?
You moved to another table. No.
Yeah, there's a great video of
At
Gideon
another table with our
sitting
friends.
down and just like not knowing how to. Like you just weren't sure how to sit down.
I
You're
don't
sort of
remember any
crouching
of this.
on the
I think I
chair.
was just so tired that I got mental. Can you send me these videos?
were.
I'm sure I probably have them, but I can't remember it at all.
Yeah.
For
Was
those
I, like,
that don't know,
possessed?
we all did the same theatre group, and this was about a couple weeks after the cast list had been released for production we were doing. And we went, let's
Was
go
it?
eat some
Oh, yeah.
Chinese to celebrate, and we all went to it.
Yeah, because we hadn't had a rehearsal in a
And
while because we were between
Gideon
Yeah, we've
shows.
never
was
had this. We've
so
not really had a meetup.
Fucking tired. If you had seen someone and you had to go who's tired out the fire,
It's 'cause I
it
just-
was Gideon.
I spent the day at school, and I think I remember. I think I'd had a really, really annoying rehearsal for my dramas.
Yes, because you
No,
were
we were
complaining
strict at that
about
point.
it.
And I was just like tired, and then
But at the same
then
time,
I
like you
turned
started
up,
off
and
the
I
day
didn't know where
really
you all
tired.
were, and I was like, oh wait, we're in the
yeah.
KFC, and then
You
sat
were
down,
super late.
and it's because I had to get the 6 o'clock bus back, and because it's I can't say the name of the bus company because I don't reveal where we live, but
Shh.
that,
Peter
oh,
Peter.
that bus
Fire.
company is so bad, and the bus came about 20 minutes late.
The
And
heater
it
beater
was
bus. We
horrible.
talked over it. But the heater beater bus company.
I'm so
That's good
What?
from you, Dylan.
Yeah.
Great, sure.
I
Yeah, the
appreciate
Heater
that.
Beater bus company are terrible. The bus was really late. So I ended up getting there the bus was meant to come pick me up at like 6, and I think got there like 20 past, and then it's about a half-hour journey.
The way you said
Yeah.
it was meant to come and pick you up makes it sound like it's your personal bus.
Well, no, to be fair, that bus on that route isn't really particularly popular apart from like the school runs. And
Yeah.
like on that 6 o'clock one, it's literally like normally me and one other person on there. And another thing that I hate about Heater Beater bus company, all the time, right? I get on that bus and it's only me, and they're like, "Oh, we want to save energy. Do you mind if we don't have the lights on?" And it's in winter,
What
so it's
the
already
fuck?
dark. And I feel bad saying, "Oh no, can I have them on, please?" So I just sit there in the dark, and they
That's
literally wait
kinda
until like, more people
terrifying.
get on to turn them on.
Poor Gideon.
It's so annoying. And I'm
hiding the
just going on
evidence.
a big rant though. There is one driver who sits there singing, and like it sounds like he's telling stories to himself. I've heard him talking about dragons before. I don't
That's
feel
sick.
safe.
Get him on the podcast, I reckon.
Yeah.
I do not feel safe on that bus
Seems like a good talker.
Gideon's
at
like,
all. And they're so
We're
like they break down all the time. They're so dirty. They don't get clean. It's
we're
Oh,
not
I found, like,
exaggerating
they
when
just-
we say that our local
it's
bus
so
company is
bad.
utter shit.
it's so bad.
you know that one
Okay.
meme
Dylan, do you
from
remember-
The Simpsons where it's like, I am in danger? Is that one?
That's our
Yeah.
local bus
Yeah.
company.
Yeah.
Dylan, do you remember the day it was one of our rehearsals we were doing in August last year?
Oh, yes.
And it was the day that the bus was just completely full. Because
We
me and
had-
Dylan live
we were
quite
gonna get
nearby,
the
so we get the
bus.
same bus.
Yeah, we live in the same area. So we were going to get the bus, and it was about, I think the bus was 9:30 or something like that.
Yeah, well, we were meant to get there at 10. The bus takes about like 15 to 20 minutes.
So we
were like,
at
okay.
9:30.
I got to the stop at 9. You guys got there at 9:30, but because every day I had been late.
So you went really
Even though I was
early.
always at the bus stop on time, the bus would just always come late. So I was there from 9. Bearing in
Yeah.
mind, these are buses that are meant to come every 15 minutes.
Yeah, and then I
Yeah.
come running
I was
in.
there from
I
9.
come running in thinking we're going to be late for the bus, but the bus isn't there, and Niall is there. So I'm like,
The bus
this
was
is
late for
odd.
us.
so we were waiting for like a good 15 minutes. We're like, bus isn't here.
So it was like 9:45 at this point. The rehearsal starts in 15 minutes. It's a 15-minute bus ride. We're like, okay, we might just about make it. Another 5 or 10 minutes goes by.
Buses are there.
No bus in sight.
And then
I
our
genuinely
friend-
considered just ordering a taxi.
And then like one of our
Yeah.
friends who is typically late is like, "Where's the buses?" Because I got a message from them.
Yeah, because they're also on the same bus route as us. They're like
Yes.
slightly down, like maybe 10 minutes down. And so they were messaging our group chat just sort of going,
Where's
there's been
the
no buses.
bus?
Do you guys know what's happening? So eventually, bus turns up,
Like 5
packed
to 10.
the absolute brim. Like, no room. We managed to just about nab seats.
Yeah, it was about
And,
5 to 10. We were sat at the very, very back of this bus.
Oh,
No,
fun
we
story
had
about
to
a
take the
cramped
other
bus.
bus.
Oh, yeah, 2 came at once, didn't
Yeah, we
it?
had to take the other bus.
Oh,
Yeah, so
that's
we took
horrible.
the second one, and even that was packed. And then, like, a couple of stops down, it was full. So our friend that's later on down the line,
Was
she eventually got on. But we were, like, so far away, and there were so many people on this
and we
bus
were just like,
that we didn't even notice.
oh,
like,
we didn't even know
I
she was
have
on it
a
until
really,
we got off.
really fun story about a cramped bus.
Go on.
So, from where I live to my school, there used to be 2 buses that would go from here to Beta Bus Company, right?
Yeah.
Now, the one I was on
Just quickly, can this become official law that Heatabita runs
Yeah,
these buses?
Oh.
I thought we'd already decided that.
Okay, great. I
Yeah.
just wanted to clarify.
So the bus I got on was a double decker, and it was full, literally full every single day on the school runs, right? And the other one was a single decker, which was also like rammed. Now my one got discontinued at like the start of this year, so everyone from that bus had to go to the other one, which
Oh.
is a single decker. So you got 3 decks worth of people, and they, for the first like full week, they sent a single decker to do that route.
So you're
with
like
all
packed
those
in like
people.
sardines.
And they've changed it to be a double decker now, but the first
That
week was like,
sounds
I'm quite
chaotic.
claustrophobic, and it was horrible. It was
When's
so
the triple
horrible.
decker getting invented? When's the triple decker
Surely that's
getting
not
invented?
safe because it would just tip.
Triple decker bus. I'm gonna see if this is a thing.
No, surely it would literally just tip over.
I'm seeing a couple. The
Really?
night bus from Harry Potter is triple
Yeah,
decker.
surely they're just like
apparently.
party buses though.
No, this looks sick. There's one from Pinterest. So some
Oh,
of the London
no one cares
2012
about
ones were
Pinterest.
triple decker
Mm.
because I guess it would have been busy that sort of time.
Yeah.
Oh, holy shit! This can't be real. This has got to be a Photoshop.
What is it?
I've seen a quadruple decker bus.
No, there is not a chance.
That can't exist.
This is Photoshop because
That
also
would just
it
fall
looks like it's
over.
just copy and pasted the single layer
Like-
onto. Again, I'm just gonna make this the photo for this episode
Have you
because
ever?
people
Okay.
need to see this. I'm dropping it in the
Have you
ICQ
ever been
chat.
on a double decker
We're
at the
doing
top
this now though.
layer?
Like they're gonna see the videos and be like,
And
"Why is
like
this photo here?"
when you're on a
Yeah.
when you're on a double decker on the top bit, you can just feel it rocking side to side.
Yeah.
Anyone ever
Yeah,
Right, so
it's,
I-
it's
I'll
just when you're
put
on
the
roundabouts.
photo.
When you're on roundabouts and double deckers,
It's quadruple. You just
terrifying.
you'll be like,
oh.
I've put the photo in the ICQ chat.
"Okay, hold on."
Because it's weirdly tilted.
Oh my days!
That's insane.
It just gets thinner as it goes up.
Yeah.
What? It's literally the shape of the PS5.
It just. What is that?
Do we want to talk about that PS5 reveal real quick?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
PS5.
good. Let's talk about it.
Hated it at first, but I think
Really?
I've really warmed up to it.
I thought you meant just as it went on in terms of the games they were revealing.
Oh no! In terms of games,
It went.
absolutely loved it. I think the presentation itself was incredible, but in terms of the
Yeah.
actual design of the PS5, thought it was a piece of shit at first. But I
Yeah,
slept
no,
on
the
it,
digital
and I
one, like,
really like it.
The digital
It
edition
seems alright.
is so nice.
I like the
it looks
digital one because it's
so
symmetrical,
nice.
but I prefer physical games, so I don't know.
I know
which
what you
direction I'm leaning
mean, but
on
it's
that.
just annoying how on the normal one there's the bit that sort of bulges out a bit. Bulge.
But I
for
think I've
discs,
gotten
it's
used
just
to that,
annoying.
and I think it looks alright. I'm just moving
Oh, we
right
just
past
said
that.
double decker
Um,
a lot. Why didn't we make I barely even know a joke?
You could have
You
just done
always
it
say it
then.
wrong. You always say I barely
Double
even know
decker,
her. It's
I
not
barely
even.
even
It's
know her.
You did it right there.
you're delivering it completely wrong. It's not I barely even know her. It's
You
I
have
barely
to
know
sound
her or I
incredibly
hardly know
annoying
her.
as well.
You're
You have to
getting it
sound
completely
really
wrong, and it
smug
really
I'm
and
sorry,
pisses
but
me
not
off.
all
Go
of
on,
us
give
can
it
sound
another
like
go, Dylan.
Niall.
Give it another
No.
go. No, Dylan,
No.
you have to do it. We have to get
Do
you
you want
doing
me?
this
Do you want
right.
me to do it how it should be done?
Okay, let
I'm-
Noel give you
I'm
a demonstration.
shy.
Right. Banger. I hardly know her.
Okay, now Dylan, do it.
Wait, it's
Please
hardly?
don't fuck it up.
Wait, is it hardly?
Yeah.
I thought it was barely.
It is hard.
Yes, that deserves a round of applause.
Wait, I've been saying it wrong. You've let me say this wrong for like the past, like, what? 12?
No, I have told you this before. I have told you this before, and you have ignored my criticism completely. Yes!
What? I'm having a mental... Oh, what?
Incredible.
What?
Right.
Gideon, my brand is a lie!
I bought a shirt the other day. Do we want to talk about that?
Okay, what shirt did you buy?
I mean, okay.
I've brought it up. I've got a little anecdote about it, and we need to fill for time. But so I bought a shirt the other day. Very nice shirt. I'm not afraid to say I spent a bit of money on it.
Flex.
And I did like. Have you guys seen Seinfeld? This is related, I swear. But have you guys seen Seinfeld?
Seen a bit of it.
There's an episode in season 2 where he gets a new jacket. And he's like, and I did the exact same thing of like, and you guys might do it as well. You get a new jacket, and you think like, especially if it's a big thing that's different to a lot of what else you wear, you sort of go, okay, this is me now. Like this is, I'm the shirt guy. Like, and so I sort of, and you do the thing where you wear nothing but that shirt or whatever for like, well, not nothing but like that you wear that shirt every day for like 3 or 4 days because you're like obsessed with it. Am I the only one who does that?
No, I know what you mean.
Yeah, and so like, so I was like, I really liked this shirt and I'd wear it a lot. And I did the total Seinfeld thing if there's a scene in that episode where he sat in his pajamas with the jacket on over the top. I did pretty much that exact thing before even realising that it was the exact same as this Seinfeld episode.
That's a flex.
Then I'm eating ice cream, right? Got a bit of chocolate sauce on it. I spilled a bit of chocolate sauce on my shirt.
Oh.
Fucking furious. Thought I'd ruined it. And again, the same thing happens in that Seinfeld episode. He goes out in the snow and it ruins this jacket. I'm living Seinfeld right now. It's weird, but thought I'd ruined it. It was only a little bit, but it was noticeable enough to really piss me off. Cleaned it and it's fine. But I just thought it was funny that I basically lived that Seinfeld. I thought that'd be a good story. It really turned out to be shit, but
Niall,
I thought we'd be able to riff on it a bit. Make fun of it, be relatable for the listeners. But no, that was total shit. I'm sorry, guys. I'm trying. Have either of you come with fucking personal anecdotes today? Yes, you have.
A B-movie musical exists.
Fuck off. Let's do spooky stories.
Oh, I love this one. This one looks great.
I'm not going to put the theme song in because it's too much effort to make one every week. I just can't.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
We'll do.
Scary.
Someone do like a little sing. Someone do like a little sing-song intro.
Welcome
Gideon,
to Scary. Hold on, let me freestyle.
Was that the theme song?
Let me freestyle.
I'm keeping this in.
Great. So.
Do you want a beat?
Welcome. Okay, yeah, give me a beat. It's going to be completely out of sync and not work because of the delay, but never mind.
Yeah, I'm not going to beatbox, so let me just find something.
It's all scary.
Let me know if this is too loud.
Wait, why do I recognise that?
What is that?
That's the song from all the adverts. That was the advert.
These are adverts. Yeah.
Okay.
Right, this is a beat I found on YouTube. I'm not sure if it's any good, but I'm just going to skip it to the main bit.
Oh, great, okay. This is scary, getting pretty leery. Speaking about these people who are saying Hail Mary, I can't think of anything else that can go with that.
That was disgusting.
Beautiful.
That
was the worst
freestyle.
That made me sick to my
freestyle that's ever
stomach.
been done. The worst
You
freestyle
trying to
that's
do
ever
the
been
accent
created.
really... Oh, that was dreadful.
Okay.
Oh, yes.
Okay, who's reading first, Gideon?
Niall's reading first because the order of the titles needs to be correct.
Yeah, I'm assuming that you've titled these yourself based on what my one is.
Yeah.
Right, this one is called Bullet Point. People hanging in my car make... Oh, no. Oh,
No,
fuck,
you've butchered it. You've completely butchered it.
Hanging, right. I'll read it. This one is called Bullet Point. Poop hanging in my car making my wife throw up. Now, Gideon, I haven't read the story ahead, but can I just say, does that have any relevance to the story whatsoever?
No, none of the titles have
Fantastic.
don't worry.
You really use these titles as an excuse to abuse your power to make us say anything you want us to say.
Yes.
It really did.
It's all right. Mine's the same level.
Right. What about Dylan's?
Yeah, Dylan's the same level.
Okay.
They all follow the same storyline and theme.
I've read a bit ahead. This is a dark story for such a weird title. Right, let's go. My granddad once told me that one day, while sitting outside his house, he heard my grandmother calling his name repeatedly, despite the fact that she had passed away 5 years prior. Eventually, he went inside to find nobody and the speaking stopped. But at that moment, he heard a crash and turned around to see that an iron gutter had fallen off the chair. He had fallen onto the chair, I assume that's meant to say. He was sitting on. It says had fallen off the chair.
Oh, it's meant to say
assume
on.
it says
it's meant to say on.
had fallen on the chair he was sitting on.
Yeah.
God damn it.
Now that spelling mistakes. That spelling mistake leads me to believe that Gideon fucked up and you made that one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who's reading
It's just
next?
a typo, isn't it? I was typing fast. I was just making these. You're reading next, Dylan.
You're being quite defensive,
Okay,
Gideon. to
this
be
one
honest.
is called...
Oh, it's just I was typing fast. I had to rush.
It's story
occasionally.
time! This one is called... Oh no, my wife just left me because of how smelly my car is. In brackets, sad face.
It does say
Such a
sad face, by the way. I want
fucking
to point that
donut.
out. It does say sad face. It doesn't have a sad. It doesn't have a sad emoji. It just says sad face.
I'm ending this podcast.
This is the last episode.
Once when I was at a friend's house, I was sitting on the sofa watching TV and I heard a girl scream in my ear, but no one else heard it. I didn't mention it. However, the next week I was at that house again, and suddenly one of my friends turned around and said he had just heard a girl scream. Thank you for
Thanks for demonstrating that, Niall.
I thought I turned my volume down, so hopefully it's not too deafening.
Yeah, it
You
wasn't
know,
too bad, to
I'll
be
say
fair.
I believe that one's real.
Yeah.
I'll say I believe that one's real because I feel like that could be something that could actually happen.
Your
Okay,
ears
do you want
play
me to read
tricks on
mine?
you and stuff like that. Gideon, go ahead.
You ready?
Yeah.
Okay. This one is called I'm really sad about the fact that my wife has left me and my car is full of poo.
Every time someone's read out a title, I forgot that this bit was going, and it's just been an awful reminder for me.
The day I moved out of my old house, when I was taking my chest of drawers out of my room, I found a large crack in the wall that I hadn't noticed when moving in. When I tapped on the wall, it fell through to reveal a space where a few bricks should have been, and there was an inscription on the brick behind saying, "Get out." Needless to say, I moved out as soon as possible.
Just doing what the house tells you. What a weak-spined person. That's pathetic. If that's
Spineless
real,
thing.
grow a pet. Just because you find a brick that says leave, don't... That's
They were already
disgusting.
moving out. It says the day I moved out.
Oh, I
So
thought
they were clearing out. They were taking all the stuff out of their house.
Oh, I thought that was the house they were moving
Oh.
into.
So
So
it
they
just made
just
them
moved
rush.
into this new house and immediately...
No, it said
Like,
when they moved in, they
leaving.
hadn't noticed the crack in the wall.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which one's fake?
I wasn't listening, but yeah. Getting scared of a
I can't
brick.
tell you that,
Fuck
Dylan.
off.
That would sort of ruin the whole
Gideon,
point of
Gideon.
this segment.
Could you please tell me which one's fake?
Sadly, I
I
cannot.
I kind of think the last one's fake because it seems like, and no offense to Gideon, but it seems like quite a lazy story, and he has had to
You
put
know
these
what?
together in like 5
For the
minutes.
fun of it, I'll say the one that Niall said is fake because of that spelling
is-
error. It really.
That was a 2-part sentence where I was going to say, or my one's fake. But yeah,
Right.
we'll go with this.
Oh, shut up, Niall.
So
right.
wait, which one of you is going with
I'm,
what?
I'm locking in the
I'll
last
go
one.
with Niall's one.
Okay, well, I'll tell you the answer after we play my favourite segment. What's Gideon doing at this exact
Ah,
moment in time?
I thought you were going to go after the break, and I was going to
Um,
think, oh, that'd be a good bit because I might actually be able to add an ad in here, but no.
Oh wait, we could add the ad in here.
We'll do Gideon's segment after this break. Just for the record, I don't know if an ad will actually be going in here, so if
You can
nothing
always put
just
the
played,
anchor ad in for fun.
we're not getting paid for that though.
Are we not?
Well, no, because I'm not sure if I can insert it halfway through, but I might be able to, but I don't know.
Do
So
it
look,
for a laugh.
I'm keeping this in for the record. If you just heard an ad, we're getting paid for it. If you didn't, just pretend that this is a bit that we're doing on purpose.
It's funny.
Okay, let's get back to
Right.
what's Gideon doing at this exact moment in time.
Such a shit podcast.
Gideon, are you stroking Guy Fieri?
No, you've got to stop
Gideon,
guessing that, Dylan.
Gideon, are you stroking your cock?
One day.
Sadly, not
one
at the
day.
moment. No.
Wish I didn't say that. Gideon,
Oh, that's such a good sound clip. I didn't even think of that.
are you? Are you? I don't know.
I'm not.
Nah, I've got no clue. Dylan,
Okay,
do you want a
Dylan,
final
you're gonna
guess,
have
or are you done?
another
No,
guess?
I'm locking.
Why
I'm
do we
locking.
do
I'm
this
locking
shit
in Guy
segment?
Fieri.
I've already told you that's not the answer.
Fine.
Okay,
Gideon,
I can
Are
reveal
you? Are you?
that. Okay. Am I what?
Are
She's-
you?
I
Are
think
you?
she's
What
done that
is
on purpose, but I
Dylan
genuinely
gone?
am not sure.
Oh, my gum's
no,
bleeding.
that is.
Oh no.
I'm very good at repeating
Okay, we'll
myself.
carry on without
as you
Niall,
can
who's
see.
died.
Gideon, are you tapping your knee?
Guys, I'm not even joking. My gum's bleeding.
What did
I
you
don't know.
do?
I've done literally nothing. I just took a
What?
sip of water and was like, "Oh, that tastes like blood. That's weird."
That is not. Do you want me to reveal what I'm doing?
What are you doing?
Gideon,
No, I'm
reveal
not.
what bullshit you're doing.
I was attempting to crack my knuckles, but realizing I'd done it about 10 seconds prior, so I couldn't do it.
Oh.
I think you should have got that one. I reckon that was
I'm
the
in a
easiest one
lot
yet.
of pain right now, and I don't need this shit.
Okay,
Let's finish spooky
let's go
stories,
back
and then
to
I'm gonna go
our
and figure out
scary.
why this is happening.
let's go back to our scary. What are you two
Right.
saying?
I'm looking in the
Niles.
last one.
Okay, Dylan.
Niles.
Well, I can reveal that Dylan is incorrect and Niall is correct.
No!
Hell yeah!
You've
I think that's
done
the
it!
first one I've won.
I'm on a losing streak as of late. I've
Congrats.
I've got to have won
sucking
one
as of
before.
late.
I will admit I was very rushed to make that one, so I was like,
Yeah.
I was gonna do the whole cracking the wall thing. I didn't know what to put, so I just
I've been sucking as of late.
writing.
I've lost the last two.
Right. I gotta go figure out why my gum is bleeding, so I guess
Yeah?
we'll see you in a bit.
Is this not where we're ending
Next
this one?
podcast.
I think so. Goodbye.
Yeah, let's end it here. Bye.
See you next
Bye.
week.
Bye.